Y'all saw yesterday on my birthday, thank you very much in advance, the 2025 NFL schedule was released. And I'm going to sit here and do a preview and prediction for my Washington Commanders and their schedule. I'm also talk about some matchups that are going to take place on week 1 and a couple of other matchups that are going to take place later on in the season. I got that and a whole lot more at Just Shooting the Sports. Let's go.
I'm off the leash now. I'ma go get it now. I'm all gas, no brakes now.
Let's go ahead and talk about the games that are going to be on week 1. We got the Cowboys versus the Eagles September 6th on a Thursday night. This game is going to be played at Lincoln Ford Financial. And my prediction is going to be pretty much the defending Super Bowl champions are going to take care of business against the Cowboys. I don't believe in Dak Prescott. Yeah, you got George Pickens. Okay. You got CeeDee Lamb. Okay, that's fine. You know, but what's your running game looking like and what's your offensive line going to look like? But we'll see. And on top of that, let's not even talk about a brand new coaching staff. And Brian Schottenheimer as your new head coach. So we'll see. But my prediction is the Philadelphia Eagles will defeat the Cowboys. And then on Friday night, you have the Kansas City Chiefs against the San Diego Chargers. Hell, for all I know, it might be a shootout. But that's going to be very interesting. They are playing in San Diego. Or no, take that back. They're playing in Sao Paulo. So Brazil, if I'm not mistaken, or Argentina. It's one of them. I don't know. I don't know. Don't mind me. Let me know where it's at in the comments. Appreciate you. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and pick the Kansas City Chiefs. I think they're going to take care of business against the Chargers. I don't think the Chargers have too much firepower for the Chiefs. Understand something, the Chiefs still have a defense. The offense and the offensive line, they're going to have to get it together because, as we all saw in the Super Bowl, they just got mollywopped and whipped all over the place on that line by the Philadelphia Eagles defense, especially that front four. Oh, it was ugly, but y'all saw it. But anyway, let's go ahead and get to my Washington Commanders. Now, I'm very excited about this season. Of course, I should be, as I should, because we did the impossible, something I didn't think we were able to do in the first season of the new regime, the Dan Quinn era, the Jason Daniels era. Excuse me, the Jaden Daniels era. Pardon me, sir. My apologies. But the Jaden Daniels era, and made it to the playoffs, made it to the conference championship. We was one game away from a Super Bowl. We didn't quite get there, of course. We got mollywopped because 5 turnovers just is not going to cut it against the Philadelphia Eagles and Saquon Barkley-led Eagles. Not necessarily Jalen Hurts, but I'm going to give him his flowers too. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get to it. So, first game coming out the box, the Giants. We got the New York Giants. They don't have Daniel Jones no more. They have Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston as the quarterback. Who knows? Last year, we were able to sweep them 2-0. I think this year we'll be able to beat them in the first game. I think we're just going to come out on fire. First game of the season, a home game. Now, I know in the past we've had issues with the Giants, but it seemed like last year we exercised those demons and we took care of business like we should against a lower tier team like the Giants. So, yes, I do see the Commanders winning that game there and going 1-0. The next week, we have to go to Green Bay Lambeau Field. We will be taking on Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers. Now, one thing about the Green Bay Packers, they have weapons. And this is going to be the second game of the season. They're going to be healthy. They're going to be ready to go. Josh Jacobs, Jordan Love. You got the receivers on the outside. So anything can happen, especially playing, them in Lambeau Field, which, they could be an electric atmosphere when it needs to be. So it doesn't matter what time of the year it is. It's Green Bay, So I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my Commanders to beat the Packers in Green Bay and go 2-0. Now, next up, the Raiders, 3-0. We ain't got to talk about nothing else. Why? because we just don't have to. They don't have the firepower. They sure as hell, yeah. You got Geno Smith, that's fine, but who you got on the outside? Who you got in running back? Matter of fact, let's take a look and see who they have at running back. Let's just go ahead and just get this out the way right now. So, at the moment, we're not even going to talk about the rosters. We're just going to make the predictions. If y'all want to talk, if you want me to talk about, the rosters and things of that nature and see what the advantages and disadvantages are because of who they have, hey, let me know in the comments and I'll make sure to do that for you because, I'm for the fans and I'm for the people. But right now, yeah, I don't have time at this moment. So, with that being said, 3-0. And they're coming to D.C. or they're coming to Landover, which that's going to be our home, for a couple of more years. But, it's okay. But I definitely see ourselves going 3-0, beating the Raiders, and moving on to the Atlanta Falcons. Rematch of a playoff game last year that was in Washington. And the Falcons, hey, they came to play. Michael Penix was doing his thing. After a while, it seemed like the defense couldn't stop a nosebleed. And it could have went either way. But Jane Daniels and everyone else put it together, held it together, and we took care of business, and we were able to beat the Falcons and get to and play. No, take that back. I'm sorry. It wasn't in the playoffs. Last game of the regular season. My bad. That's right, because we ended up winning that game that let us clinch a playoff berth against Tampa Bay in the first round. Yes, sir. It's been a long off season. My apologies. But I truly believe that even in Atlanta, Mercedes-Benz, we're going to go in there. We're going to take care of business once again. 4-0. Next up, we go to San Diego, play the San Diego Chargers. I think we'll go ahead. I think we're going to get a win there. They definitely lost some key pieces from their team last year that, yes, they made it to the playoffs, but they got mollywopped. So it is what it is. But I can see us going 5-0. And then Monday night, October 13th, the Bears come back to the scene of the crime, the scene of the heist, the Hail Mary that took place last year in D.C. Now, let's be realistic here. If you watched that game, whether you watched it in real time or whether you watched it highlights, Washington clearly dominated that game. We just didn't execute and put points on the board and score touchdowns. But if we executed like we should have, then boom. We would have blew them out. Easy. It would have been an easy blowout, but we didn't. And they kept it close, took the lead, thought it was over. I remember being on the road, coming back from where I was coming from, going back to the crib, and I was like, oh, it's over. Because all I could do was just check the score. That was it. It was over. Next thing I know, I get a text message from a homeboy talking about, hey, man, y'all something else. Like, what's going on in Washington? I said, what you talking about? Man, I looked at the score, 18-15. I'm like, what happened? Hail Mary. Went home, watched the highlights. I was like, wow. And at that point, one team went here, one team went here. How one game changed the trajectory for both of those teams. So we got the rematch. And I know Chicago, they're going to be hungry. They were upset. Caleb Williams is going, he's going to try to come in there and try to prove something. But guess what, buddy? You're not going to win. We're going to take care of business. And this time, we're not going to keep it close. So give me the W for this one as well. So at that point, we'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-0. And then we got the Dallas Cowboys. And we got to go to Dallas, unfortunately. Now, that's going to be a toss-up. It can go either way. To be honest with you, it can go either way. We haven't really had our luck the last couple of seasons. Now, last year, yes, we won in Dallas, but we shouldn't have lost at home. We should have won that game, but special teams, and there were other factors that took place that caused for that loss to occur. And that was a bad loss, very bad loss. Shouldn't have happened. But this game here could be a toss-up, not really sure. I know the commander in me, is definitely want to go ahead and pick the Commanders, which I will. We will defeat the Cowboys, and we will be 7-0. Then we go to Kansas City, 7-1. Patrick Mahomes, I think they're going to be hungry this year. I think they're going to get that bad taste out their mouth, and they're going to take it, and they're going to take it out on us. Unfortunately, and we're playing in Kansas City, and and that also is a Monday night game as well. So, night game, Kansas City, Rockets crowd, Mahomes, refs, 7-1. Unfortunately, then the next week, Seahawks come to town. They have no one, no DK Metcalf, no Geno Smith. Nobody. No Tyler Lockett. Nobody. 8-1. And then the rematch of the NFC divisional round. The Detroit Lions will be coming to the Washington Commanders. Oh, they owe us one. But new coaching staff. New coaching staff. And what I mean by new coaching staff, not necessarily a head coach, but you lost your offensive coordinator and you lost your defensive coordinator. And on top of that, defensively, what are y'all going to look like now? Because, y'all were decent, but it was Swiss cheese moments. Y'all was a Swiss cheese defense because of all the injuries. So, if you're healthy, may have a shot. Y'all do have Gibbs. Y'all do have, what's my man name? Played at Alabama. The wide receiver. I can't even think of him right now. But you have that guy, Jameson. Yeah, you have Jameson. Hutchinson is going to be back, So we'll see. We'll see what y'all do. But I think we'll go ahead and take that win. We appreciate you, and we'll be 9-1. And then the Madrid game. I'm trying to go to that game, by the way. We're going to see how that works out. Definitely want to go to that and the Falcons game. But we have the Commanders against the Dolphins, whatever you want to call them. In Miami, South Beach. Hey, no, not Miami. I just said Madrid. Duh. We're playing against Miami in Madrid. For those that are going to be here in the States, 9:30 a.m. For those overseas, you're looking at it probably about a 1:30 game. Let's see, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30. Yeah, about a 1:30, 2:30 game. Yeah. So, win. We got that one. Let's go. And then we have the Broncos. Win. I'm sorry. The Broncos are good now. They were good last year. We'll see what they look like this year. But I think we'll go ahead and get the win on that one and move on to be great. Then we have the Minnesota Vikings. We are going to Minnesota to take on the Vikings, to take on Justin Jefferson and the crew. Not sure who the quarterback is going to be right now, but all signs are pointing to McCartney, and we'll see. We'll see what they look like. But I think we'll get the win there. So you're looking at about, 12-1 right now? Let me see, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, you're looking at about 12-1 right now. It's looking good. Now, Commanders versus Giants, 13-1. We're going to take care of business. We're going to sweep them again, all right? We're going to take care of that. So then after that, we're going to have the Eagles and the Commanders, and I think that's where we'll take our second loss against the Eagles. And then the Cowboys are coming back to town. I think it's a possibility we may take our third loss, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go with the Commanders on this one as well. Why? Because I'm a Commander fan. Why not? I know y'all gonna feel like it's being biased, but I just feel great about Jaden Daniels and the team, man. Just the pieces that we've been able to acquire during the offseason and still some of the pieces that we still have. I just feel good about it. And just, the ownership, the coaching, everything. And then Commanders are going to Philly, and I think we'll take our third loss. I think we might get swept by the Eagles this year. So I'm looking at 13-3 right now. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 14-3. Now, my maximum of the record, 14-3. But I would say the minimum, I can see us going 12-5 again, possibly. So 14-3 being the high, 12-5 being the low, but still making the playoffs. So what are y'all thoughts? What are y'all predictions? How do you feel about your team this year for the 2025 season and their schedule? Hey, please let me know so we can go ahead and talk about it, debate about it, however you want to do it. But this your boy Blackout Jones. We're just shooting the sports.
I'm off the leash now. I'ma go get it now. I'm all gas, no brakes down.